Hello everyone. This is A Stitch for Mom, aka Caitlin, and this is my floss tube. This is my first video I'm making, so hang with me because this is like my fourth time trying this and I'm gonna get it figured out. I really will. So, welcome. I have been stitching since I was about 10 years old, and my mom taught me. It was a really special, like, bonding moment for my mom and I when she was like, yay, someone likes to cross stitch just as much as I do. I've been stitching ever since. I caught the stitch bug and I have just not stopped. So I found out about FlossTube in a kind of a funny way. My husband is an avid Magic player and he watches Magic players on YouTube. And he was like, you should check out to see if there are any cross stitchers on YouTube. And I was like, that's a good point. I should maybe do that. And I looked it up and I found him and I have been in love with this community ever since. Like, I didn't even know that this community existed. And I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite, like, I look forward to new videos that come out. It's like one of my favorite things. So I am going to try my own video so that way you know what I am up to in between my grad school and my other school and all the work I have to do. I do get time to stitch a tiny little bit every now and then, and so I thought maybe I would share some of my stitching with you. I'm going to start I'm going to start off with some current whips I have going on right now. I have a lot of whips. I do the watch me whip, watch me nay nay. I have a lot of whips, a ton. So I'm not going to show you them all today because that would be way too embarrassing for me. But I will show you a few. My first whip I'm going to show you is my Country Cottage Needleworks December Cottage. I am really excited for how this one is turning out. I'm using the DMC conversions for most of the colors. The green I'm using pine needles for because it's the classic Colorworks color that I had in my stock. And then I'm using that brighter white, the B5200 for the white, just so it kind of stands out. And the fabric, sorry, I smell my fabric because it smells really good because it is actually fabric that I tea and coffee dyed from Priscilla and Chelsea's at the Real Housewives of Cross Stitches, their video for how to dye their fabrics. So this is my first. I've used RIT dye before in a couple of my pieces that I'm going to show you. I've RIT dyed, but this is the first one I've like naturally dyed, and I just love to stitch. I wish I could show you the smell because it smells so good. I really like the smell. So that's the first one of my whips that I'm working on. Another whip I'm working on is the Autumn Acres Farm by Hands On Design. I'm really excited about this piece. I fell in love with it when it came out, and I am an avid pumpkin patcher. I really like it, and so this is how much I have done so far. I don't think I'm gonna have enough room up here, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do it in two different pieces. So I am going to do this part as one piece and then this top part as another piece and kind of just separate them so I can have two different pieces. I love this community because it showed me that I was able, like, you can actually do that and it's okay. And that just makes my heart so happy. So this is actually stitched on 28 count Monaco that I hand dyed black with RIT dye. The bad thing about hand dye, I've noticed, the holes are hard to see, number one, but the other thing is I actually end up having to dye it twice. So I'll dye it once and it won't be dark enough, and then I'll have to dye it again, double dipping it to get the color that I want. And this still isn't necessarily as black as I wanted it to be, but I got tired of waiting and I'm not a very patient person. So that's why I went ahead and started it, and it's turning out so cute and I absolutely love it. So that's another one of my whips. Something that I am making for my husband for Christmas, which really it'll end up being for next Christmas because I never get my Christmas presents done in time, is this Final Fantasy piece. I found it on Etsy, and I can't remember the shop, but I'll post it on the bottom of my video. And it is going to be a long piece, and they're going to have different characters. So it's character, and then weapons, and then like these blasting things, and then more characters, and then the same goes on the bottom. I just got all the thread I needed for this, so I could really like hammer it out. But I have stopped because I messed up on this piece and I have to pull it out and I can't figure out. Usually I can find, if I have to frog something, usually I can find where I messed up at, and I'm pretty good at that. But this I cannot figure out where I messed up and like where I miscounted. And so it's really stressing me out. So I haven't been working on it, and I've been really busy and I just haven't had time to work on it. Hopefully Thanksgiving break I can get some done. We'll see. I always have high hopes for those things, and it never works out for me. Another piece I'm working on is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery piece, and it's the Which Better Have My Candy. And I am doing it on the, I hand dyed this orange, and it didn't come out like, so I hand dyed it like 3 years ago with RIT dye, and it was way too orange for what I actually wanted. Like, it was way too bright for what I wanted it for, so I had to do something different. But it worked out really well for this piece. And so my original plan was to make this for my sister, but that might be a next year thing. We'll see. I just haven't had time to get it done in Christmas. Halloween is in like 3 days, and so it's probably not going to get done by Halloween. But that's okay, because I don't have to have everything done right away. They're my projects. That's the beautiful thing about them. Another WIP I have is Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries. Their pie stitch along. It is on. This is 28 count Monaco, hand dyed with RIT dye, and it's like caramel and tan together to make like the darker with the caramel strips, I believe. Originally, I had done this on like an off-white, and I had gotten my first pie done, and I was like, wasn't really loving it, and so I actually ripped out the whole pie, and I restarted it on this piece of fabric, and I really like it now. So when I first saw this pattern, it was like, they're pies, they're cute, but like, you know, it is, you know, whatever. But then when I saw people like showing it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, I need to buy it. So I ended up buying it. I haven't been working on it because I ran out of this, the dark color for the Frankenstein, or the grasshopper pie, I think it's what it's called, but it looks like Frankenstein. So I haven't been able to, I just haven't worked on it. I've had a lot of other things that I've been working on. So that's my Frosted Pumpkin piece. All right, and then the final WIP I'm going to show you is something that will not be a WIP by the end of the night, hopefully. That's my plan. But it is Satsuma Straits, her Autumn Sampler. So originally this pattern is 3 boxes by 3 boxes, so there's 9 total boxes. And I had started it with that in mind, that I was gonna do the whole 9 boxes. And then I was looking at it and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get this done. Like, there's absolutely no way. And so I decided to cut it down. So I decided to do 4 boxes, and then I'm gonna do another 4 boxes. So I'm gonna cut out one of the boxes, and then I'm gonna be able to hang them like together, or like display them together, so I won't have to find like a huge place to display a whole big thing. So I'm really excited about that. I stitched this on 28 count Monaco. I kept it white because I really thought, she stitched it on white, and I thought that the colors would really pop on the white. So I love how it's turning out. She also has a summer and a spring one that I have, and hopefully she'll be coming out with a winter one that I can get started. But I'm really excited, and you can probably check out my Instagram later tonight, and this will be posted as a finish, because I will get this border done. I will do it. This border is very stressful. It is very time consuming, which is another reason why I didn't want to do all nine boxes. But I love how it's turning out. Love it. So those are my WIPs that I'm going to share with you today. I have more, but you don't need to see all of them yet. Those are my whips. I wanted to bring out a couple of my my finishes that I've done, especially with it being Halloween, and I'm gonna have to put some of them away, and I wanted to be able to share some of the finishes that I have. My first finish I'm going to share with you is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery finish, and it's the I Love Fall, their new I Love Fall Most Evolved piece. I finished this in like the middle of September. But I stitched it on 28 count, the hand-dyed fabric, so it's kind of turned out to be a little bit more gray than what I wanted it to be. It's supposed to be a tan color, but it came out gray. It looks okay. It looks good. Just not quite the color I was looking for. And I bought this at Joann Fabric, and it's just a little piece of board, and it can hang, but I actually just have it sit on our couch table. And the cool thing, I did a Priscilla thing, and I made it a magnet. So that way I can change out and put different Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery things in here, or other small pieces in here that I want to finish for different seasons or different occasions or anything like that. So this one turned out really cute. I used sticky board for all of my finishes. I have ever since I started cross stitching. It was like, when I was 10, I was using sticky board, so it's just what I've always known. It's what I've always done. My mom used sticky board like in the 80s. So yeah, this is my first finish that I'll have for you. Another finish that I finished this year is, oh, sorry, that was bad. Is this Hey There Pumpkin by Hands On Design. And it's on hand-dyed fabric. It's the same kind of fabric that is on my my pies that I made. So it's the same type of fabric. 28 count Monaco. I changed some of the colors. So originally, I do not think, if I can, here I have the picture up. Here is the original one. So originally, it didn't have as much of the blue in there. But so I added a little bit more of that blue color. I'm not sure. I just picked a random color out of my things that I liked, that I thought would look good. I also didn't add that extra line up there because I am impatient, and if it looks good without it, then I don't think I need it. And then how I finished it is it's on a it hangs on a Target pumpkin that I got at in the Target dollar aisle this year. So yep, this hangs right in my right by my front door, and it looks really cute. And I really like it. It's my first hands-on design finish, and it's like, I love it. It's so cute. Another thing I finished this year was a gigantic project. So I've been working on this project for the past 2 years, and it is actually the first fabric that I ever hand-dyed myself. It is the first pattern that I ever changed, something that I didn't like or something that I wanted to do differently. And it is a Satsuma Street project, and it is Happy Halloween. So this is stitched on 28 count Monaco. I hand-dyed black. It's very hard to see this piece. Like when I was, which is why it took me 2 years to stitch, is because it was very hard to see. But originally she had stitched on white. She had black letters, so I changed it to stitching it on black with white letters. Next, changed a couple of the colors up so you could see them more, and it just hangs. Sorry, you can see my painter's tape. It just hangs on the back of this wreath that I bought from Michaels, and I had like a little bow with it. And originally that's all that was on there. And then she came out with her Halloween ornaments, and I saw this little owl, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so perfect for my wreath. And so what I decided to do is I stitched it on plastic canvas. And then I just stuck it on the wreath. So this hangs out on my door. It's really excited for all the trick-or-treaters that are coming. I just bought candy today, and I keep stinking eating it. So I shouldn't have bought candy until like Halloween day. Lesson learned, but not really. I'll still buy candy. So I was on a Satsuma Street roll. Like I have I think I counted once, and I have 11 Satsuma Street finished pieces that I have in my house right now. There's a lot. And I have 2 more to show you today that are like fall themed. So another one that's gonna have to be put away, and it makes me so sad that I can't have it out more. But it is my Satsuma Street Halloween cat, and I don't know if you can see it without the reflection. It's really hard. So this piece was, I stitched, oh, there you go. You really can't see it now. I stitched it on 28 count Monaco, the tea dyed. So originally, when I really got into Monaco about 4 or 5 years ago, you could buy the tea dyed at the store, and they just had it. You cannot do that anymore. They don't have it anymore. You can still buy it from 123 Stitch, but all the stores carry are the white and then the off-white, the antique white. But this I actually dyed on the last bit of tea stained Monaco that I had. And I did another really impatient thing. So there's supposed to be like another cloud right here, and I was just like, man, you don't need it. It's fine. I just want to finish it. This one took me probably like 2 months to stitch. Like this one didn't take me nearly as long as some other ones that I've had, because I was really into it. It like looks really cute. So this is one of my favorite Halloween pieces. I also have her owls, just the pattern that I want to do. I just haven't had the time to like really commit to a Satsuma Street besides this one that I just did, and I had to cut it down because I was like, no, I'm not doing it. The other one I have is this Autumn Trees one, and this isn't fully finished, so I just kind of have it stuck in a frame. It's not like it's not really done well. I just haven't had the time to finish it. This is one of my favorite. Like, I absolutely adore this cross stitch. It is so cute. I remember stitching it. My husband and I were dating at the time, and we would watch baseball. We would watch baseball like every single day, because baseball, in case you didn't know, baseball, they play every day. Like every day. It's intense. And when you have someone who's an intense baseball fan, you watch every single game every day. So I would stitch this during the baseball games that we would watch, and I just love how cute it turned out. It's so cute, and it's been hanging in my room, hanging at my house ever since. One last thing I wanted to show you before I go is I usually have super messy backs of my cross stitch, super messy, like a disaster. For some unknown reason, I changed the way I stitch. So I stitch English now, where it's like 1 over 1, 1 over 1, 1 over 1, instead of going all the way up and all the way down like I was taught. So I changed the way I stitch. And I love it so much more. It's so, like, if I mess up, it's so much easier to take out, and it's just a way better like process for me. I like it more. But the back of this cross stitch is the most beautiful back I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, that is like goal. Like, I can stop stitching now because I have reached the highest point of my life. Except for that I messed this whole bird up, and you can't really tell, but it's definitely messed up. But yeah, this turned out so, like, the back of it turned out so pretty. And so the front of it is gorgeous too, but I would definitely frame the back. So yeah, so that's what I have for you this week. Sorry that I talked too fast, and that I'm kind of disheveled, and my hair's up, and I have a leg lamp in my craft room, and yeah, sorry about all that, but thank you for watching and taking the time. Please subscribe down below, and you can follow me on A Stitch for Mom on Instagram, and I show all my stitchy progress and all that stuff. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and let me know, and hopefully, work pending, I will see you next week. Bye!